Beer.
We're going live.
Hey there, it's Wayne from 95 WIIL Rock. We got Queen Emily, Sonia from North Shore Distilling, John from Visit Lake County, Brandon from Half Day Brewing, Tighthead is Bruce, and then Tony and Larry from Zoom Beer. And we're doing the Lake County Libation Trail Month. So we're hanging out, shooting the breeze, talking all sorts of libations, brewing, distilling, and all that good stuff. Tom was supposed to be here, and then we got to the last possible moment, and Tom's like, and I'm out. And he blew out his ribs, doing Lord only knows what.
He took one look at us.
Maybe that's it. Your guess is as good as mine at that. So,
it's okay.
yeah. Lake
That's
County
happened
Libation
before.
Trail Month now through the end of November. John from Visit Lake County, perhaps you could tell us a little bit about the Libation Trail.
Sure. Yeah, we've been for the last 3 years or so. We've been taking all the 25 plus breweries, wineries, and distilleries in Lake County and tying them together underneath the Libation Trail name, and it's become a really marketable market for us when we're trying to attract visitors to the county. So we keep trying to promote it to the connoisseurs of fine crafts, and this month we're trying to highlight all of them with these weekly features, with some activities, a lot of marketing. But we're also doing something called the Check-In Challenge, where we're asking people to go out to these locations, and you can sign on a little mobile platform. You can, it's real easy. You text the word cheers to 224-706-1133. That enrolls you in the program. And then when you go visit these locations, you simply hit check in and you're entered to win. And this year we've got a cool prize package. It's a overnight package with Lincolnshire Marriott Resort, and it's overnights, and it's got a special food and beverage deal with Wright's Brew and Bistro on the property. And they're also throwing in some Honey Eyes, Five Eyes Honey Ale from Tighthead Brewing that they brew in collaboration with Bruce and his crew. So,
and John, you brought some of that in the studio last time you visited us, and it was my favorite one.
You like that, yes.
It is so
Somebody
good.
else didn't, but you did.
No, Tom wasn't a fan, but I loved it.
Good. Well, give all credit to Bruce there. They took the honey that Lincolnshire produces right there on the property with their chef and made this concoction. So that's one of their better deals. So yeah, that's what we're trying to do. We know things are really tough right now, and this month popped up at a time where things are clamping a little bit. But what we want to do is get everybody excited about carrying out and going and hanging out on some of the cool patios that people have designed, and stock up for the holidays, and just keep these businesses top of mind for their everyday consumption. So
speaking of Lincolnshire, as you know,
yeah,
also right by Half Day Brewing.
Exactly. We got a lot of connections here. We keep talking about how this community is marketable, but this community, they all know each other and refer each other, and it's a real cool part of this libation trail. It's a nice niche.
Perfect time to go on a trail, I reckon.
Yep.
Everyone's got time for trails right now, but
right.
I mean,
so we've got over 25 connected here, and each week we're doing a little feature on all of them, and we promote this throughout the year. So that's what we're about, getting people to go from town to town and visitors to come to Lake County and find these cool places.
So I'm pulling up the website right now. So if people want to check out online, while we're talking about it, kind of follow along. Website is visitlakecountY.org/libation-trail. But I'm guessing you can just if you go to visitlakecountY.org, you can find info about Libation Trail Month right there on the website.
Yep, that'll link you right to the mobile app and give you the listing of all the breweries and wineries and distilleries that are participating.
Okay, well, so we have a couple people participating here tonight with us. Who wants to go first? Who wants to tell everyone how awesome they are first?
I mean, I don't know that we have to necessarily just, go one at a time per se. We can all have something
Sure,
to say
chime
on
in.
certain things, I reckon.
Yeah,
But
go ahead, Brandon. Why don't you start it off though? Why don't
sure,
go
I
ahead.
think that we should start by asking what everyone is drinking tonight.
Yeah, let's do a sociable really quick. Cheers to you
So,
guys.
I am drinking, well, I
Cheers,
guess
everyone.
self-indulgent on my own beer, the Frozen Tundra, one of our cans here, and I don't know what do you guys got going down there for me, Evan?
This is our hazy naked beer, Dunstig Nacht. Hazy naked in German. It's brand new. It was our Gold Eagle
That's good.
project beer, and as luck would have it, our indoors are shut down as soon as it comes out. So we'll have it in can soon.
Imagine I like it.
Hopefully, you're gonna all enjoy it.
Very cool. Drinking the Long Snapper Ale, a beer that we did in collaboration with Patrick Manley from the Chicago Bears.
Nice.
It's kind of a West Coast IPA, pretty straightforward, 6.5%, Columbus Cascade Centennial IPA. So very fun. Patrick was a friend of the brewery for a long time, and he wanted to do a beer for his organization, longsnapper.com, and his award ceremony. So we started doing it, I guess it's been almost a year ago exactly when the original award ceremony happened. So he does a long snapper of the year for college football, similar to the Heisman and all the other college awards. So that was kind of the impetus behind starting the beer. And then it's been pretty popular. So we've done pretty well with it this year.
Very nice.
Yeah, thank you.
And I'm drinking a cocktail since I'm the distiller on the panel.
Okay, I
I'm
was
from
hoping
North
you
Shore
were having a
Distillery.
cocktail. I feel like it wouldn't be
Yeah.
the same if you weren't having a cocktail.
So I am drinking the new Pegu Club, it's called, which is a riff on an old classic cocktail called the Pegu Club that was invented at a private club in Burma in the 1910s. So it's a super fun drink with one of our gins, and every week we publish a new cocktail, and this is this week's. But because I couldn't resist, I also have last week's, which is the Fallen Idol, a tiki drink,
Oh, so you're double fisting.
in case I need a second.
We all
Sure,
need to
why
get
not?
on Sonia's level, I feel like.
Hey, Emily, you tried the Fallen Idol last a week or two ago too in
I
the
did.
studio. That
It's
was the
so
tiki
good.
drink I brought. Yeah.
Yes, I could, and I was totally not going to drink it because I'm a lightweight when I start drinking in the morning. But it was so good that I couldn't stop drinking it. It even came with a little umbrella.
Well, I'm glad you liked it. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yep.
good.
I think we all probably wish that we were at the Lake County Beer Fest now, because it would be about the same time. I think a couple of us have been on the show promoting that rather than this a few times. So it's definitely a little bit of a different version, but it's nice to have something going on and be able to share that with you guys. Although I guess I say the spiel about the beer I'm drinking because I feel doing so is appropriate for branding and such. But Frozen Tundra, like I was talking about, our American IPA, it uses cryo hops, which are hops that have been more or less separated from the leafy material and the oil content. And long story short, it's got a nice extra flavor to it, and I enjoy it. Hopefully, you guys do too. Available at stores and I guess on a lesser extent other places, or it's at places that are different than they normally are. You can't drink it out of a keg per se in certain spots, but who knows? But we got a patio, and we'll got little heaters, so we can do what we got to do. We're open. We're doing stuff. We got beers. We serve beers on tap. We of course have a kitchen, food. Come do that, and of course go to other places too, such as all the wonderful people that are here that also are associated with businesses, because need it be mentioned that it would be nice in these times to have more business, and it has been cool to see. At least I don't know if you guys have anything to say on the subject, but people kind of supporting breweries that they appreciate. I don't know if you guys have seen any of that kind of same. I don't know.
Visiting everybody to get this promotion set up, I've seen how creative everyone's been with their outdoor spaces. That's cool as long as the weather holds for us. I know you got a nice new beer garden, Bruce.
Yeah, we pretty lucky to get it going about midsummer after kind of everything hit. People have asked us for a long time to expand our patio and do more with the patio, but it's a huge cost, obviously. So we had pretty much made a decision at the end of last year to expand the patio, and it just made it even more obvious when March hit and they shut everything down to outside only. So it was great. We put in it's fairly large. We were able to put a 20 by 40 tent over the new patio space. So, and it fit kind of like a glove. Thank God we were like within inches of it not fitting and not knowing what we were going to do, but it fit pretty well, and it's been great. Hopefully it'll continue to be good. Obviously we never opened inside. I think we did one weekend and then they shut it down again.
Yeah.
But even when we could come inside, the weather was nice enough, and we had good enough people out. The crowds were good enough that staff just wasn't comfortable with the inside seating, so we just stayed away from it at that time. But moving forward, it's going to be a rough winter for all of us, and I just encourage people to go out and if you're going out for beer, it's great. Buy our beer wherever you can find it. But don't be afraid to come to the brewery. There's always a better selection. And I think I'll talk to everybody on the screen. You might be able to go to Jewel, or you might be able to go to Benny's and get one or two brands. But, if you come into the tap room, we might have 10 or 11 brands to select from. And hopefully, that's something that draws people in to take to-go beer. So that's kind of what we're going to count on through the winter.
Yeah, I think all of us like beer on tap, I would say.
Yeah, preferably.
Yeah, we got 40 taps
$4 as long as you're
tons of them there. I mean, got to get it from the source. That's the the fresh stuff. But
and Sonia, you share your outdoor patio space with the Harley Davidson dealership, right?
We do, yeah. So we sort of taken part of the parking lot from them, and they've been really great about letting us use their tables too as overflow seating. But we're going to have to break it down at some point. But we're trying to plan the snow management so that we can still put tables out there if the weather's good. We have some fire tables and fire pits and stuff, but we haven't been able to put up a tent and things just because of where it falls. But we're doing everything that we can, and we're doing cocktails to go. We have cocktail kits. And we're working on holiday virtual cocktail classes and that kind of stuff to try to keep people engaged, because that's what we're all trying to do, is keep people engaged and supporting us. And people have been amazing. Our customers have been terrific, but it's a very challenging time for all of us.
Yeah.
I do think it's more important than ever right now that if you love a local business, a brewery, whatever it is, to make sure you frequent those businesses as opposed to going to Benny's or whatever. Not that it's not a great place, but it's important to go to your local businesses and support those businesses, even if it's like a gift card for somebody that you love, just to get them through the next few months, which are obviously going to be tough for anyone. And I love, Sonia, that you guys do cocktail kits, because I remember when the pandemic, first started, my husband and I relied on doing that kind of stuff just for our sanity for date night. There was a local restaurant on the WI side by me that offered kind of a cocktail kit thing, and I thought it was the coolest thing. So I'm curious, to the rest of you guys, do you guys offer like curbside pickup or anything like that at your breweries? Like if somebody wanted to order a 6-pack or a growler or whatever to go, is that something that anyone offers at your breweries?
We do.
Yep.
We'd also like to have
awesome.
people enjoy fireplaces and everything else.
Yeah, certainly we're all about community, so we want to keep our community together.
Yeah. I don't know if you guys, I believe you guys have done it, Bruce, but done some live music. We recently did some live music at the brewery and did a release with the band Munyon. This is the Hideaway Stout. This is a oatmeal stout with maple and granola. It's
Yum.
around in Lake County and surrounding Cook County, and of course, yes, at the brewery itself, we have it on tap. We have the cans to go. We can fill growlers of it, and we have 40 taps. We have all kinds of stuff. We've certainly had most of the beers around the area on it sometime or another. We rotate a lot. We got seltzers, beers, and we got inflatable men outside, like with their wavy arms and stuff, and we got strobe lights, but no, we don't have that. But we do have beer, and
that's really all that matters. No one cares about strobe lights. They just
am I wearing a WIIL Rock like hat for you guys too, or is that just on my screen where it lines up, or is that logo right above me?
Yeah, that logo's just right above you.
Nice. So I'm like I'm wearing a WIIL Rock hat. So
I'm
recording you guys.
I know I've been drinking, but when I first signed on, I thought you were wearing a WIIL Rock hat, and I was like, bullshit. Why did he get WIIL Rock?
Oh man, that's funny.
I don't even have a WIIL Rock hat.
I thought it was just like the way the window was framed, and it may not be for everyone.
No,
and then I think it is actually.
Yeah.
It's all about careful planning, Brandon.
Yeah, well, it's a perfect hat. I wore it.
You sat in the right seat.
You can't even see the logo because it's metal on there. And it
okay, and then John, something else I wanted you to talk about, and maybe you mentioned it when you first started talking about Libation Trail Month. You guys have the big check-in thing going on, right? So if you check in, is it 3 locations or more?
Yep. We're asking people to check in at 3 or more locations during the month, and that qualifies you to win the big prize, the overnight package at Lincolnshire Marriott Resort. So
okay, and so how do you go about checking into a place? How does that work?
Well, you can go to the website and enroll, or you can just go from your mobile phone, and you text the word "cheers" to this phone number 224-706-1133, and you'll be prompted to go through a sign-on screen. Once you're in, then you'll have a list of all the breweries and wineries and distilleries that are participating. When you show up there, it's geo-based, so you can't sit at home and check in. You have to actually be there at the curb or in the door. No.
Okay.
So you have to make the trip, and you can check in. And we've done these challenges 3 or 4 times, and it really works. And we're able to track where people come from. It's really interesting how people travel across the county and from outside the county to our locations. So that's a really cool thing.
Yeah.
And we get to document what's going on, so we can prove it's worthwhile.
Yeah, that's awesome. And so you get the grand prize is the Libation Trail package, Lincolnshire Marriott. It's an overnight stay for 2 with late checkout. Yes. I love that.
Yes.
$50 in beverage credit. It ranks for a bistro and a sample pack of 5 Eyes WIIL, which is my favorite, and that's made with the honey produced at the resort, brewed by Tighthead. So that's an awesome prize. Yep. So just for shopping, supporting local, you can have a chance to win this awesome prize, which I feel like everyone needs a little staycation, a little getaway now more than ever.
Sure. Well, and again, I just want to point out a couple things about how creative everyone's getting. Larry, I know you guys are still doing your vinyl nights and your trivia nights, and programming's always been
vinyl night?
Important.
Is that where everyone wears vinyl?
Tell us about that.
Tony is here on Wednesday nights. We're playing albums and doing toasts and just acting like crazy people. And
yeah, I have a fantastic selection of vinyl, and I also incorporate our clients that come in and they drop off some vinyl for me to play. They also send me emails and say, can you play this? Here's a vinyl for you. And sometimes we give them a beer if they play something unique that we haven't heard of. But, we just got a wealth of people in Lake County that love vinyl, that drop stuff off when we play, and it's great. It's a good time.
And trivia nights? Larry, you're hosting that, right?
Yeah, we're doing trivia nights every Thursday.
What kind of trivia, though? Is it like different themed every time, or is it just random trivia?
It's 5 categories, and every team picks their doubles points round. First round is a picture round, but everything is set up by a service that makes the questions for us. So it's not themed like it, as in Friends trivia or The Office or anything like that, but it's always different. And
That's
it's a good time.
awesome.
It
Does
was a
anyone
lot of
ever
fun in
like come to
person.
blows over and trivia night? Because I get really competitive when I play trivia, and I don't like. And here's the thing too: is I'm not good at trivia. Like I don't know anything, but I get super competitive when I play trivia night, especially after I'm drinking, a few beers.
Yeah. Well, that's the whole point of getting you out to play trivia, is to get you to drink and not care if you win.
Exactly.
Mhm.
If that was my criteria, I would never win. I'm terrible at trivia.
Okay, well, I'm glad I'm not alone because I am awful.
I'm good at drinking beer.
I was gonna say I'm like the designated drinker on the team. That's what I'm good for in trivia night.
What's the newest beer that you guys got over there, Larry? Is the one that
Well,
you mentioned earlier?
The one in my glass is Dunstig.
That's the way to do it.
It's
What
a
about
hazy beer. This is an empty glass, by the way.
well? What's your guys' most recent beer, Bruce?
We did our sweet potato ale.
Oh, wow.
We beat Ammon last week.
Ooh.
So yeah, it's kind of we didn't do it last year. It's the first time in the 9 years that we didn't do it, but it's an interesting beer. So we do 280 pounds of sweet potatoes, which we cut into chunks and bake them. So they get kind of a caramelized sugar. They get a little roasty, and then mash them up and put them in the mash with the grains. And then little Belgian brown sugar and cinnamon and nutmeg in the boil to finish it. So it's really kind of a winter beer, I would say, or kind of a holiday beer, if you will. We hate to call it a holiday beer because, come December, no one will buy it or drink it. But it's pretty tasty. I never liked pumpkin beers. You don't get any flavor from a pumpkin, but they were always so popular. It's just everybody just throws a bunch of pumpkin spice in a beer. So the sweet potato ale kind of fits that whole genre. So, but it's turned out pretty tasty. So we'll see how it turns out this time. We haven't drank yet. Every year, and there's only a handful of people. We make it. We sit on it because not everybody drinks it or no one will buy it. This is the first year we are putting it in cans. So hopefully that'll help. So we'll have that for curbside. Usually it's just draft only. But we have fans, people. That's the number one beer people ask. Are you doing it this year? Are you doing it? So, so those 8 people come in and drink it all, I think. That's kind of how it works.
Full disclosure here, I live about 5 blocks away from Tighthead, so that's kind of my home go-to. And Scarlet Fire is my top of my list. And Bruce, that's your award winner, right?
It is. Yeah, we won a gold medal at Great American Beer Fest in 2018 for that in the Irish Red category. So very proud of that. It was very much a surprise when it happened. You always hope you can win one and want to win one, and it was nice to actually have it come to fruition.
You're wearing the medal now, right?
I was going to. I should have. I used the glasses. That's why I can't see anything.
Always wear it. Just never take it
Yeah, I know. I thought about it, but I had to climb up and get it off the wall. So
yeah, I think we're starting to put out some of our barrel aged stuff. I think you guys are. I would assume most people are. We just put out the barrel aged Iron Horse, which is our coffee porter, and this was aged in maple bourbon barrels for 6 months. So it's got a nice little mix of flavors, and then. We, of course, are coming out with our Warrior paint that has been aged for a year here coming up in December. And we got a few variants of that. We got the s'mores version with some graham cracker, cocoa nibs, and marshmallow.
What?
Mm-hmm. We got the just barrel aged one, and then we have one that's got peanut butter in it as well. So trying some few new variants this year. I think it's pretty excited to do that. We're going to be canning all those here shortly, actually. And so lot of barrel extraction and all that fun stuff that comes with barrel aging. It's kind of, I don't know, I enjoy it because it's somewhat of an organic element. Not that beer is not made of organic materials, but outside variant of being the oak or what spirit was aged in it, which I'm sure, of course, Sonia would know all about that. Barrels and so forth. But I really enjoy using barrels myself to add something extra to a beer. I know, of course, I'm sure every brewery would do that. Aging in different stuff and like try mixing different barrels together and stuff. It's kind of it's a whole other kind of separate thing, as most brewers would contest to. I don't know if you guys are, I'm sure, very close to putting out some barrel aged stuff. Are you guys doing some this year, Larry or Bruce?
We actually got the beer into the barrels fairly late. With the delay, we couldn't. We had a line on some barrels with a friend down at Four Roses, and it kind of kept getting pushed off, and then they really didn't want us coming down and getting them because their workers weren't even working and everything had shut down. We finally went and just ordered some online, but we ended up putting it in May. So we're going to let it sit a little longer. We decided not to pull anything out for FOBAB this year, which is the Festival of Barrel Aged Beers. So we're just going to let them go. We did 2 different stouts, imperial stouts, and just last week we put a bunch of cherry juice, some tart cherries from Michigan into about 10 of the barrels of both stouts, and some vanilla, some Madagascar vanilla beans into a bunch of them as well. So it's really the first time we've done variants with our barrels. We've always done just kind of a straight stout or barley wine and try to let the oak come through. But wanting to mix it up, have some variety. People are all about variety. Everybody wants something new and different these days. So if you can do something fun, it's another reason to bring people in and have a beer. So.
I wanted to point out another notable thing. I embarrassed Sonia with this the other day. You'll have to correct me on this, but we found this news story about Sonia and North Shore Distillery, where Sonia was named one of the most influential women in gin in history.
What?
Yes.
We have one of the most influential women in gin on this with us right now.
We do.
Yeah,
We
it
do.
was in
Tell us about that.
Sure. Yeah, no, it was a really great honor. It was in Wine Enthusiast. So they posted an article about 8 women who changed gin history. And I was thrilled to be included as one of them alongside
You're
Ada
such
Coleman.
a badass, Sonia. That is awesome.
So thanks. Yeah, no, it was really, really cool. So there were some really important historic women in there from ancient times, like the first woman who ran an international bar program in the late 1800s. She was on the list. She promoted a lot of gin cocktails and taught a lot of bartenders. So it was really cool to be part of that for sure. Yeah. But thanks, John. Yeah.
You bet.
I'm a pretty hardcore cocktail nerd. So we are doing
tell
some.
me,
Yeah.
Tell me you have a T-shirt that says like I am one of the most influential women in gin, because I would wear it every day.
It's sort of funny. It feels like one of those quotes like we've also been called the OG of local spirits, but I feel like you don't say you're OG if you're OG. Like
that's true. That is
I feel
true.
like so I feel like I can't have that shirt for the same reason.
If someone got it for you, maybe I'll get it for you. You can't get it for yourself, but you could. If somebody got it for you, you could wear it.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Yeah.
And a medal and a crown.
That's so cool.
Yeah. So when we have some cool barrel aged stuff coming out, we have been making whiskey since we started the distillery, and I think we're actually going to do some stuff with some of our whiskey and sell bottles of it that we haven't before, and that's exciting. So we're doing some cool barrel stuff too, but ours takes longer, years, not months. So.
But you guys do all the classics. That's kind of the basis of your business, right?
we're really into making great examples of a variety of types of spirits. So love classic cocktails and the history behind them, but also putting modern spins on them. Same with the spirits. Like, we do a lot of things that are rooted in the history of the category and what it's about, but putting our own spin on it. That's part of what keeps it fun for us. And I'm sure all the brewers feel the same. It's like part of it is that creative process of learning about something and seeing what happens when you do stuff. So sometimes you make really gross things, sometimes you make so-so things, and sometimes you make amazing things. And so it's really exciting still that creative process is fun. And I get to do it more frequently in a cocktail because I'm trying to come up with something to put in a glass. And so that's a more instantaneous result than just fermenting something or distilling something or aging something.
And someday we can go back indoor. Someday we can go back indoors, and you guys have the really cool tasting room, Sonia.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, no, it's part of. We have, we just had our last big event. It wasn't very big event cancel for this year because we can't really host it. So it's unfortunate, but it's where we are right now. So yeah, hopefully next year we'll be able to have people inside again. We look forward to that. We miss raising the toast with people. So.
Hi.
So now, what are each of you doing to, provide yourselves with the business through the winter? Because obviously, if you can't have huge groups inside, you got to do something to be a little more creative. I mean, you can have just so many people outside. You can only make it so warm in an outside tent, once we get to winter. So what are you guys doing? What are each of you doing to provide yourselves a little more creativity sales wise through the winter?
I can go first just because my mic's off, and then I'll let everyone else talk. We're doing a lot more cocktail kits, holiday cocktail kits. We're doing some creative events. We're actually doing a live comedy show with cocktail pairings, and a couple of music concerts that we're going to broadcast with cocktail pairings and discussion, and trying to create experiences for people at home. So that's a lot of what we're trying to do. And then we're working on actually cocktails to go. The state didn't allow us to do that, but we sort of found a workaround so that we can do it anyway. So we're next week going to be launching cocktails to go.
Right.
We've done a lot of canning. I think we all kind of touched on it a little bit earlier, but doing canning some new stuff, some new variants, and then of course we have do curbside and to go. We've kind of gone along with everything that's been appropriate as things move forward, and taking all the precautions, of course. And things are changing, and you never know what the next week will bring, but we're obviously adapting like everyone. And there's who knows what the next few months will hold with United States as a whole, let alone a restaurant in particular. So we have Uber Eats. We've done do delivery. We're going to be getting the beer sold online very soon here, and you can actually go onto our website. You'll be able to order beer that you can have couriered to you within a few hours, or you can have it shipped to you. So there are certain states that we can ship to out of state. Illinois has opened up some of their restrictions, and so New York and Florida and of course throughout Illinois. Then there's some others that we can ship our beer to, so you can buy our 4-packs and cans, or we will not ship food to you like Portillo's perhaps, but we're doing everything we can. And I think we're trying new styles. We've got a few new beers on tap. We've got seltzers and stuff like that can always have growlers. So you can do curbside, come in, and then then the next week all of a sudden everything's different. You can come inside. So we've been doing music outside. We got like I said earlier, we have heaters. You can go on our balcony. You can stare through windows and pretend you're inside. Whatever is allowed by the state. I think that's the new thing. You can't look.
Yeah.
You can look inside from the outside.
Do what you can
now. So that's kind of, we're moving and jiving. halfdaybrewing.com always got all our updates, and Facebook and all that. Of course, you can find out where to do that. But yeah, we're doing a lot of to-go business. Give us a call. Come by, fill a growler, buy a can, spend $1. Do something outside, I guess, and shovel driveway and drink all of our beers and spirits. And maybe beers with spirits or in spirits or that used to hold spirits and so forth. But I digress. That's a little long answer. I don't know.
Yeah. For us, it's really pushing to-go beer. Hopefully the tent is warm enough that we do get some people coming out. But it's really trying to come up with maybe some different beers, some fun new beers that they can come in and buy and just continue to push to go. To-go business really was very, very good for us during the original shutdown. So we were very surprised, but now it's kind of half and half. You can kind of go some places and not others. And it makes it harder for that to go to be the only option. So depending on what happens here, that's kind of one direction. The other thing that we're able to rely a little bit on that, Larry and Zoom Beer distribute as well, but we distribute a little more widely. So we are in 4 states, and throughout Illinois. So really just getting out and hoping, because more people are drinking packaged during these days. We hope that they're buying it, at stores as well. So that's a part of our business that will continue. How much it's affected, we'll have to see. There's no draft, so it gets to these points, and we'll put everything in cans where we used to, hold off so many kegs for restaurants and bars because you had to have a little of both. But with no indoor dining, the keg business is pretty slim on the distributor side, so they're just not buying it. But we're still hoping to, be in those packaged stores. So that's a good part of the business that we need to now continue to push, especially in these times. So.
Yeah, drink Lake County, right?
Yeah,
That's right. We've got a couple more breweries, distilleries opening up this year, and a couple more coming. It's a really nice niche. Almost every town has its own little neighborhood place you can go, and what we're trying to encourage is a little more exploration. Take care of everybody, and we all get better.
Right, so we're mostly an experienced brewery, and people come in here to taste the beers in person and have the experience of seeing the brewery, meeting the people that make it, and so packaging is been new since this summer, but we've gone more exclusively into packaging to try to keep everything, keep the beer fresh and keep it flowing. And then we're faced with a can shortage. So you can't do one thing because everything else is affected by all this global positioning too. So we're gonna do things like fireplaces, so we can have tailgating. Maybe project the game on the outside wall and watch football together and bundle up and pretend we're in the parking lot at Soldier Field. Things like that.
All the way into
Oh, you're on
January,
the
right?
other side.
Whoa.
Shipped it.
Yeah. We all moved around.
I know. Sorry, guys. I changed room.
I was like 30% logo there for a second, but now I'm just back to only WIIL Rock. So we're good.
Yeah, but we certainly all miss the community aspect of running a brewery with a tap room or a distillery with a tap room or drinking room or cocktail room or whatever North Shore calls that. We love their spirits, and we'd love to go sit by the bar and watch Sonia make up some crafty drinks, but that's not happening right now. So we're gonna make other experiences.
So do you also play gin rummy, or
That's all we can do right now.
do you ever drink
Sure, we have
gin
cards.
and play gin rummy at the same time?
I haven't
gin
personally,
drinks.
but I'm sure people have.
I mean, I feel like that's like
Yeah.
the ultimate. You've already got the accolades, but that could really, I don't know.
Take it over the top.
That's
There
next
you
level.
go.
We asked this of our group. We asked this of our group last week. Has everybody been to each other's locations to check them out?
I've been to all of them.
Okay.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Who's playing DJ in the background?
Yeah, it's been a while. I don't get out to breweries very often, but it's
Yeah.
been a while since I've been to like Zoom or North Shore. I've been there a couple times, but it was years ago.
Mhm.
So I need to get out more.
Actually, Bruce,
Take advantage of that.
Bruce, you go back to way back to the building that Half Day's in now, right?
Pardon?
You kind of got your start back in the building that the Half Day's in.
I did. I was lucky enough to have the brewer at the time at the old Flatlanders when I was going to Siebel and working on my business plan. Let me work with them for that year after I kind of dropped out of the real world. So, yeah.
Was that Russ?
Who's that?
Was that Russ?
Art Seinhoff. Russ
Yeah.
was running the restaurant. Yeah. He was managing it. Yep. But Art Seinhoff was the brewer. I'd known him for probably 15, 20 years and up in Kenosha in the area and Biddle Society, homebrew circles. So.
Yeah, it's an old building. He came up since we've been Half Day, and I talked with him and stuff. It was kind of a trip. And
Art?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a good guy.
For him to kind of say this used to be that and this and that, so it was kind of cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's cool, and I think anyone who runs a brewery, works in a brewery and distillery as well as it's kind of a cool little part of the history and knowing what's come before you, also knowing what's around you, like you were saying, and going to each other, supporting each other and that kind of thing, which I think obviously Visit Lake County is all about that, that ideal. And I feel like this, the business of making suds, or I guess it just has a nice culture to it, and I think it fits kind of the mantra, so to speak, of Visit Lake County just organically on its own, I would say.
That's why this month is kind of cool, because we're getting groups of you guys together and chatting up the business. I know you guys talk offline, but it's kind of neat to share with the public what's going on today, and hopefully there's some big expansion plans and new things coming next year for everyone.
Right now it's survival, but
Yep.
next year, hopefully we'll all be together at the Lake County Craft Beer Fest or one of those other fests, and we'll be able to share some toasts and look each other in the eye and clink glasses.
Well, we can do a virtual version, I reckon, now.
Let's do it.
Always.
So yeah, I'm still drinking the Hideaway Stout.
Cheers.
Like you guys all got some thing from there, so
Cheers.
that's how we keep the beer flowing.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Way to go, Emily. Came through in a clutch.
That's it.
Yeah, good times. So let's all make a pact. Let's get through the winter together, and alcohol and beer and those kind of things are going to make it easier to bear isolation.
Yeah.
Hopefully Zoom meetings and these kind of conglomerations can help too.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's what we have right now. We've tried real hard to keep everyone together and keep the spirits up, literally, and we'll keep doing that all winter long.
I'll drink to that, John.
Yep. So
I think someone's got paranormal activity going on. So.
Their mic is on.
yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
Well, no, we do again. One last time, we just want to encourage everyone to get out there and circulate a little bit, try somewhere you haven't tried before. It's a big county. I mean, we've got lots of diversity of styles and real creative crafters out there. So we want people to try it as best you can right now, and then hit the trail physically as
hit
often as you can.
every stop on there, right?
Yep.
Get the whole map, paint it red.
It's a challenge.
Yeah.
You can find the
Well,
entire
we
list
believe in
of
you.
participating breweries and distilleries at lakecounty.org. All the details are right there. Brandon, Sonia, Tony and Larry, Bruce, John, Queen Emily, thank you so much for taking the time tonight. We should get back together and do this in 2 weeks, or at least some of us will.
We'll keep this
Let's
going.
do.
Thank you so much for taking the time. Have yourselves a great night. We'll talk to
We're
you.
going to drink in the meantime.
Cheers.
We'll see you soon.
Yep.
Cheers. Thank you.
Cheers to all y'all.
All right.
Yeah.
Sláinte.
You went home.